shoot, shoot what you want, y'all. Boom, 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 what you want. Do what you want, shoot, shoot what you want, y'all. Nothing inside, I just can't take it back, can't take it back. I take it away. I'm just not good, ain't good. I get it away. I just can't take it back, can't take it back. I take it away.
Like, it didn't fix anything to talk about it and cry about it because there wasn't a solution to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I talked about it, but
or whatever, and then I left, went to Arizona, and I was going to go to school in California, stayed over there for a little bit, and I met a couple of females. I didn't have a relationship with them at all, and they were, still, like I said before, I viewed them as much better than myself, so I didn't even want to go into detail. I just wanted to hang out, let's drink, let's smoke, let's do this, let's do that, and that's it. That's all I wanted to do. Got back. By then I was 21. Came back to my hometown for a little bit. Still had these relationships with the people I had with before I left to go to school or whatever. And then when I got back, they were still there. We were still close, and we got even closer. But it was the same type of relationship, but it was just a closer bond where I felt more free of acting like myself, because I'm really wild and crazy, but you really won't know that until you get to know me. And it's not like I'm afraid to show it, because I'm not. I'm a very open person, but people don't really know how to take me all the way, you know what I'm saying? So I just, I little smooth it in, and not rah, rah, rah. But anyways, so when I moved back, then eventually I moved to Charlotte, started coming to school in Charlotte. And when I moved to Charlotte, when I first got here, I had a serious breakdown.
I moved back, then eventually I moved to Charlotte, started coming to school in Charlotte. And when I moved to Charlotte, when I first got here, I had a serious breakdown. I'm not going to tell you why just yet, why I had a breakdown.
I'm not going to tell you why just yet, why I had a breakdown and what that was, but it was terrible. Like, terrible. For a minute, I used to cry myself to sleep at night. I was depressed. I felt like, okay, I can't take it anymore. I couldn't take it anymore, because I'm like, what else can I do to mess up or to not be at the standard where I thought I should have been, or what I thought everybody else was. And so time goes on. I'm partying, drinking, smoking, having fun. Same friends. Met new friends in school, because I started coming to school here in Charlotte. And same things. Meeting guys, meeting friends, and we just all just chilling or whatever. And same bullcrap. And nothing was fulfilling. It was temporary fulfillment that I was trying to find. And then nothing would solve it, because I still felt the same way. It was so many beautiful women here in Charlotte, and I'm like, I can't keep doing this. Something is missing. So after a while, when we moved up here, we moved on one side of town of Charlotte, one side of the city, and then after our lease was up, we moved to another side close to my sister's school. And so once we moved this way, my cousin. Oh, actually, that was before. My cousin, me, my sister, and my cousin, we had went to Outback one time, and this guy, he was a drummer at a church, and he was telling me how great this church was, and so I'm like, I knew I wanted God. I always wanted God, but I'm like, I wanted a relationship with him, but I didn't know how. I just knew the religious way, go to church every Sunday, and let the pastor talk to me, and that would be my time. But, so I didn't know. So I went, and like, when you go to church and you hear good music and you just start crying, and I felt a connection with God, to be honest. And so I didn't really start going to that church consistently for a while, because I still wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I didn't know how to get away from that life that I had. So I still did my thing. I still went the same route. And after I moved to the other side of town, that's when I got more involved into this Bible study group where, and I could tell you, to be honest, I grew a lot. I met a lot of great people. That helped my relationship with God, and that was the beginning of the ending of my depression, and that was not until I was 23, about to turn 24, and I'm about to turn 25 in a month. So that just goes to show it took a while. But in that, when I first started going to this, building my relationship up with God, and it was just me and him, because I'm like, God, I can't do this anymore. I can't continue to feel this way. I know it has to be more. And I used to come home and I used to just cry. And I'm like, why? Why do I have to continue to feel this way? Why do I hate myself so much? Why do I hate everybody? Why do I hate everything? It shouldn't be like this, because on one side, I wanted to be happy and I wanted to love people, because that I genuinely did, but I didn't know how, because of everything I felt inside. So after, my stomach's starting to hurt, sorry, but after a little bit, I started building my relationship up, and I just asked God, I'm like, God, what can I do to make it better? And you ain't got to believe me. You can believe me, I don't care. Believe me or not, but I know what I heard. And I really felt like I had to get away where it was just me and God. Like, the same people that I used to be around, I couldn't be anymore. Like, I even had to tell my best friend at the time, like, who would understand? You gotta stop talking for a little bit, because I can't do this anymore. Like, I have to build my relationship with God. Like, I didn't want anything but God at the time. Because I'm like, if this didn't work, if my relationship with God didn't work, then I didn't know what else to do. You know what I'm saying? So I had to try it. I had to listen to whatever I thought I was hearing. And so I did. And once I did, and once I spent that quality time where it was just me and God, I didn't care what anybody else had to say. I did what I had to do. That was the little bit of light. I seen a little bit of light in my life where I wasn't as depressed. I could see myself coming out if I continued to listen to what I heard the first time. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I kept doing. I kept listening and I kept doing. I kept listening to that voice and I kept doing. And the more I did that is the more I actually that's when I started getting out of that depression, that dark tunnel that I was in for so long. I started seeing some light from it. Like, and it took a while, and it took me being consistent and persistent in my relationship with God, like a real relationship with God, not me going to church, reading the Bible thinking that's it, but me talking to God and me wanting to know more, me seeking, you know what I'm saying? It took that for me, like I said, for me, Brinkleynicolee more. It took that for me to actually pursue that and to listen whenever I heard that voice talk to me or say something to me, or the people around me. If I could only do what I knew. I didn't know what else to do. And that was the start of me, my depression ended. Until now, we're to a point now, a year later, almost 2 years now, not quite full, probably like a year and a half later, I can genuinely say I'm not depressed at all. I don't have a depressed bone in my body. And I can tell you right now, I don't have anything in my name. I'm not rich. I am none of that. I still don't have a boyfriend, which is fine by me because I'm happy. I'm genuinely joyous in every single I can't explain it. I cannot explain it. You wouldn't understand. I just can tell you. You wouldn't understand until you try what I tried. And that's the truth. And I'm saying what I tried is the truth. And until I found that sweet spot, I would have not found where I couldn't be where I am today. I did not, like, it took a while for me not to be depressed. After I wasn't depressed, I was still kind of sad. And after I wasn't sad, I was still angry. You know, like, I had to get rid of all that things bit by bit. I told you I had a really bad attitude problem. And I mean, when you can say it yourself, it doesn't really matter. But when somebody else tells you your attitude has changed, that means a lot, because I've been hearing it a lot. People who like know me, if you're around me now, my attitude is completely different. Like, and I'm not saying it because I think so. People have told me, and so I wouldn't be joyous. Now I don't compare myself. I don't compare myself at all to other women, because I'm like, girl, you beautiful, you doing your thing, and I can't. And I'm like, we're so busy looking at the external of a woman or the external of somebody else. What about their inside? What are we caring about? Why are we caring about what they look like on the outside, and they could be broken on the inside? Like, what is your focus on? Why are we focused on the wrong things? Because people you don't know what the background story of anybody is. They can be having the banging cars, Mercedes-Benz, Rolls, whatever they could have, weave down their back, hair on fleek, eyebrows on fleek. They can have everything fleeked out, whatever you call it, fleeked out, and they still be hurt in the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're looking at something that's on the outside. What about the inside? And that's where I'm at now. Like, I ain't got time. I can only focus on what your girl got to focus on. And that's it. And that is the only way I have not been depressed, suicidal, or comparing myself. And now I can genuinely say I love every body that I come into contact with. Even if I'm not around you anymore, like, I genuinely love you, and I want the best for everybody, and I want people to experience what I'm experiencing. But we can't really walk together unless we agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the God honest truth. I love you, but I'm gonna love you from a distance. I'm not gonna judge you. I'm not gonna compare myself to you. Why do I have to? I don't have to. It doesn't make sense for me to. But anyway, y'all, that's it for this series. For this Chit Chat series, the Depression and Suicide. That's how I overcame it, and I'm ecstatic. I love y'all, and that's it for me. And have a good night, good day, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.